This is going to be a really fun workout with the Hooked on Pilates MINIMAX flipped over. So let's go ahead and extend those legs to straight. Heels are together, toes are apart. And then position those fingertips so they're pointing away from the mat. Yes, stabilize your shoulders. Gaze is straight out in front of you. From there, inhale, lift your gaze in your seat towards the ceiling, squeezing your bottom. Exhale, lower, gaze out in front. Inhale, lift, pull the waistline in, squeeze your bottom, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, gaze is high, seat is high, and exhale, lower. Try to keep that turnout of your legs as you lift and as you lower. Feel how strong you are to hold your body weight up. Doesn't that feel great? Lower down. Lift the seat and your gaze to the ceiling. Pull the waistline and ribs in. Stabilize through shoulders. That's it. Lift and lower. Keep feeling you're reaching those legs long in lateral rotation. And exhale, lower. And we just have a couple more here. Rocking that MINIMAX as you lift into your reverse plank. Exhale as you lower and rock the MINIMAX towards you. Lift your gaze in your seat. Pull the waistline in and lower. Lift and lower. Then from here, we're going to get ourselves a little closer to the MINIMAX. We're going to transition into our bridge. So you're going to have your legs hip distance apart on the MINIMAX. The point is down. Lift up into your bridge, reach your arms long, press your shoulder blades into the mat, start to rock that MINIMAX away from you and rock it towards you. All the while keeping your hips high and making those hamstrings, glutes, and your low back work to maintain this position. Try to stay relaxed through your face and your neck, gently pressing shoulder blades into the mat, trying to keep those hips elevated as you rock that MINIMAX. Make sure you use both feet evenly, pressing down through your whole footprint on either side, rocking back and forth. That's very, very good. And keep it going. Keep reaching through those arms like you're trying to touch the MINIMAX with your fingers. And very good. Keep the tip down and start to roll down one vertebra at a time. Lengthen those legs to straight. Laterally rotate. We're going to do 100 supported. From here, inhale and exhale. Lift the torso. Start pumping those arms. Lift that leg and let's go. Exhale, lower. So on the inhale, we're going to lift the leg. And on the exhale, we're going to lower. So it's inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 30. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 40. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, keep those abs working, and it's 50. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 60. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Use those abs to hold yourself up. 70. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 80. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 90. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4 is 100. Quiet your arms. Pull your abs in flatter. Reach your arms high and lower down with control. Let's move on to elevated clams. So we're going to roll onto our sides. We're going to hug that MINIMAX in with our feet and have our knees stacked upon one another. Choose your abs in, connect your toes together, and then lift that top knee on an inhale. Yes, and then exhale, lower. Yes, and then make sure you keep your head nice and relaxed and start to really focus the work on that posterior gluteus medius. Keep your abs engaged. Keep stacked through the hips. Try not to roll back, otherwise you will lose the work in the posterior gluteus medius. Keep that core chosen to be in. That's it. Toes stay connected. We want to look like a giant clam as we open and close. Choose to use your core. as you work those hips directly. Let's lengthen that leg behind the MINIMAX, getting a stretch now into that side of our hip. We're going to do hip abduction. You're going to lift on your inhale, exhale, lower. Let's try to keep that foot pointed so we have a very long position of the leg. By dropping the leg behind the MINIMAX, we get a stretch of the hip, and it also keeps us working the posterior gluteus medius because we can't bring the leg forward. So you should feel that work in the section of your hip just behind your femur. Of course, keep your abs drawn in. I always say choose to use your core. Keep your head relaxed on your arm and focus on the precision of the movement. Lifting and lowering. Lifting with an inhale, exhale, lowering. All right, we're going to start to transition into our next exercise. We're going to prop ourselves up onto our elbow, position both legs tight on top of one another, stabilize through the shoulder, fingertips help press you up and lower down. So this is an oblique rock. Yes, use those fingertips for balance if you need. Squeeze those legs tight. If you don't need those fingertips, put them on your hip. Drop the hip as low as you can and then lift up as high as you can. Like a porcupine is trying to crawl underneath your waistline as you lift and rock the MINIMAX. If this bothers your neck, please look down at your elbow. It usually will take strain out of your neck. And let's keep that rocking action going. All right, over to the other side. So we're just going to go ahead and position for our elevated clam first. So we're going to hug that MINIMAX in to keep it close to our seat, stack our feet on top of one another, lift the top knee and lower. Once again, feeling that work in the posterior gluteus medius. It's the side portion of your hip. You need to keep stacked on top of both hips. Don't rock back. Yes. And keep that feeling right into that posterior gluteus medius. Choose your stomach in to help with spinal torso stability and support your head. Exhale as you lower. Inhale as you lift. Keep centered, working that side of your hip. I've said it a lot. Posterior gluteus medius is where we need the work. Working the hip lateral rotators. Inhale as you lift the knee. Keep those toes together. Yes. Very good. Now we're going to drop that straight leg off the MINIMAX. Find that stretch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Try to lower that leg as low as you can, finding the stretch through the side of your hip. Once again, we're working posterior gluteus medius. The MINIMAX is making us keep that leg back so we're unable to compensate with any of our hip flexors or TFL. So choose your tummy in, support your head as you very directly work on your gluteus medius. Try to keep the toes pointed so you have a sense of length through the leg as you lift the leg and as you lower the leg. Very good. And let's go ahead and transition, placing the legs directly on the middle of the MINIMAX, placing the elbow underneath your shoulder. Stabilize. Use those fingertips if you need to help lift into your oblique rock and then lower. So tap the hips down, lift and lower. Let's squeeze those legs tight together. Once again, have that feeling. Yes, put the hand on your hip if you don't need the help, but if you need the help, put your hand back down. But we're trying to feel like that porcupine wants to crawl underneath our waistline. So we really have to lift high for him to crawl under. And let's go ahead and lower down, start to turn to face the mat. Knees are bent, feet are over the back edge of the MINIMAX. Find yourself in a child's pose. And then we're going to rock the MINIMAX to find a nice straight plank position. Stable shoulders, abs in, squeeze bottom, squeeze thighs. Find yourself in child's pose. Yes, and just enjoy that stretch. Stretch onto your hands. Shoulders are stabilized away from your ears. Abs in, glutes squeezing, thighs tight. Yes, and then rock back into your child's pose. Maybe bring those fingers forward a little bit. Shift into your plank. Stable through the shoulders. Pull those ab muscles in. Try to look straight like a ramp and then come back to our child's pose. And rock and hold. That's it. Slightly easier than regular planks because some of your legs is being supported on the MINIMAX. Yes, and then press to your plank, head is high, hips are medium, feet are low. Now we're going into push-up. One, yeah. And let's try to go down. 1, 2, 3, and push all the way back. Down, down, down. If this is too hard for you, just do a little elbow bend. Don't do 3. Push-ups are very hard for a lot of people. So just choose the right exercise for you. So if you're able to, go down in 3s. Let's go ahead, and if it's too hard, back up a little bit. Support more of your body weight on the MINIMAX. That's another way of making push-ups slightly easier with the MINIMAX. Yes. And 1, 2, 3, push strong away from the floor. And let's come down onto our elbows for angry cat. Plank. So we're going to pull our abs in, posterior tilt, and then slide the shoulders away from our ears, find our nice long plank. Stomach is in, posterior tilt, round your spine like an angry cat. Start to slide the shoulders away from your ears as you lengthen head away from toes. Pull the stomach in, press your waistband up towards the ceiling. Slide shoulders away from your ears as you lengthen to your plank, and then round up towards the ceiling and lower to your straight line plank. Round and start to walk back a little bit if it's feeling too hard for you, and then you'll see that it makes it slightly easier. Maybe you'll even touch your toes on the far side. But keep in mind, if it's too easy, walk away from the MINIMAX. That'll make it harder. But currently, I'm slightly in the easier position. We're now going to go ahead and lift one leg, trying to stay stable through both shoulders, alternate to the other side, and really work on keeping that MINIMAX from rocking. This is a tough exercise, lots of stability. Keep those shoulders away from your ears. Choose your stomach in as you lift one leg as high as you can without arching your spine. Try to keep that MINIMAX from moving. This is tough stuff. Shoulders are stable. All right, well, that's it. I hope you had a good workout. That was pretty tough. I know I worked hard. Please spread the word of Hooked on Pilates. Thanks.